I was Imam in one of the masajid in Riyadh, and the month of Ramadan just entered. And then after a day or two, one young man came inside the masjid and he said salam to the Sheikh, and he said, Sheikh, you know who I am? He says, no, I don't know who you are. He says, my name is Sultan. He says, welcome, Sultan. How can I help you? He said, do you know who exactly I am? Have you heard about me? He says, no. He says, I am someone everyone is looking for. I said, what you mean? He says, I am the biggest drug dealer in the country or in the area in Riyadh. The police is behind me. I have a lot of cases. I have a lot of problems. I have a lot of things going on in the court and in the police station. But ya Sheikh, wallahi, I came here to leave everything and start a new life. I want to make tawbah. Can I make tawbah, ya Sheikh? Can I just go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Can I return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So Sheikh says, who stops between you and the tawbah? You are in the blessed month, the month of Ramadan, where the doors of the Jannah are wide open. The doors of the Jahannam, the hell, is closed. The shayateen and the maradat shayateen and the chiefs of the devils are chained. And you are asking me if there's tawbah, I can do tawbah? Definitely you can do tawbah. So from that moment, that person, Sultan, he was in the masjid. The Sheikh saying that I saw this person that when we leave Salat al-Taraweeh, Salat al-Isha and Salat al-Taraweeh, and we leave late, he is still in the masjid. Whenever we come to the Salatul Fajr, this person is staying in the masjid and he is there in the masjid even before Salat al-Fajr. And we saw that this man is doing his best. Into the extent that I asked him, I said, why don't you go to your house? He says, Ya Sheikh, it's been more than few months, almost nearly 1 year that I didn't see my father. I'm so into my father. I love him so much. I want to see my father. And every time I go at home to meet my father immediately he says, get out. I don't want to see you. Leave before I call the police. And he literally calls the police. Sometimes he goes out to call the police so they can come and catch me. And suddenly and quickly I'll get whatever I can get from the house, from my clothes and from my stuff, and I run away because my father doesn't like me. Everyone hates me. So Ya Allah, I want to return back to you. Ya Sheikh, please help me. So the Sheikh says, Insha'Allah, you can do whatever you can do from ibadah and you can stay in the masjid. Then one of the day, the second or the third day, he came to the Sheikh and he says, after Salat al-Asr, Ya Sheikh, I want to memorize the Quran. Can you please help me? So the Sheikh said, yes, you can memorize the Quran. He says, yes, I have a good memory. I can memorize the Quran. So he said, yes, sure. You can memorize the Quran and you can memorize 1 page in a day. He said, Sheikh, I have ability to memorize 2 pages a day. So inshallah, I will memorize the Quran. So the Sheikh says, MashaAllah, since you have this ability, why you are involved into that drugs and smuggling and selling and buying? Why? So the person, Sultan, said, Wallahi ya Sheikh, I have money. I have every day on daily basis, they give me the new kind of drugs and heroin and these pills and all this filth. And every time I can sell all these things and I can make money that you cannot imagine. Whatever house you can see in this place, in the city, I can buy it. Even I can buy a castle. But wallahi ya Sheikh, I don't want anything from that. I only and only want to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I only want the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Sheikh says, may Allah bless you. Just continue and start memorizing Quran. He start memorizing every day 2 pages. Within a month and a half, he almost memorized 3 to 4 juz. Allahumma barak. So the Sheikh saw the changes, saw that he is, mashallah, into the tawbah. He is close to Allah. He is doing his best. So some of the people in the masjid, they realized that, well, Sultan has a brother whose name is Ibrahim and who is an imam of a masjid. So the Sheikh Muhammad Sawi was really shocked that his brother is an imam. How come? He got his number and he called the Sheikh And he says, my name is Muhammad Asawi. I'm the Sheikh of the Masjid Imam in Riyadh. And I would like to ask you a question. Do you have a brother called Sultan? He says, yes, I have a brother, Sultan. He says, where are you from your brother? Why you neglected your brother? So Sheikh Ibrahim says, he says, no, you don't know my brother. You know, he is a troublemaker. He is a drug dealer. You know, just try to be away from him. The Sheikh Muhammad says, by Allah, come and see your brother. He is in the masjid. He is doing i'tikaf. He is sleeping in the masjid. He is sleeping without a mattress. He is sleeping without a cover, blanket. So the other Sheikh Ibrahim, the brother of Sultan, he says, no way, I cannot believe. He cannot make tawbah. So the Sheikh says, how come you're saying that? You're an Imam, come and see. So after a few days, he came from another area and he saw his own brother sleeping on the floor with no carpet, with no bed sheet, with no blanket. And he went and he hugged him and he started crying. He says, you come and stay with me. So he took him for next few weeks at his house. So Sultan is living with his brother Ibrahim, who's an Imam. And after 4 or 5 weeks, Sultan decided to go to the market and buy the vegetable from the suppliers. He says, I don't want to rely on my brother. I want to work by myself. I want to do by my own work. And he starts getting the vegetables wholesale and going and selling it. And after a few days, Sheikh Muhammad received a call and they told him that Sultan had an accident and he was on the bridge, and from the bridge the car went all the way down and he is now in coma. Immediately Sheikh Muhammad with some of the friends went all the way to the hospital and they want to visit him. So the doctor says, no, you cannot visit. He is in ICU. He is in a very critical situation. His head is broken. His backbone is broken. His spine is broken. Everything in his body is broken. So after a few days visiting day by day until they put him into the different ward, so he was able to visit. So he went and he held his hand. He cannot hear, he cannot talk, he cannot do anything. And Sheikh starts reciting the Quran on him while he's holding his hand. What happened? That after some time, the person is only able to move his eyes and listen. So the Sheikh says, Sultan, come on, what happened with you? The masjid is missing you. The Quran is missing you. The place that you used to sit is missing you. The place where you used to lay down is missing you. These words, to give him the comfort. And suddenly he saw while Sultan is laying down, his tears start coming out of his eyes. Sheikh Muhammad says, I don't know if these tears of happiness or sadness or of the tawbah or what exactly it is. And then we start talking about him in the masjid. The other mashayikh came to know about him that a drug leader made a tawbah and he started memorizing the Quran all the way until he made an accident and now he's in the ICU and in the hospital in the critical situation. So each and every masjid, each and every imam start talking about him in the khutbah and different places. So one day Sheikh Muhammad was leaving the masjid and he saw some of the bunch of the people who are drug dealers who used to be a friend of Sultan. They came to Sheikh Muhammad.
ماله طعم لأن كان أبوه يجبرنا كان يونس.
Muhammad says, you know Sultan? He says, yes, I know Sultan. I was leaving the masjid and he saw some of the bunch of the people who are drug dealers who used to be a friend of Sultan. They came to Sheikh Muhammad and says, you know Sultan? He says, yes, I know Sultan. He says, the same Sultan, our friend, you know him? He made tawbah. That's very difficult and very hard to believe. He says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed his heart. Why you sing like that? You also go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And some of them, they were drunk. Some of them, they are in a different condition, maybe took drugs or something like that. But they were completely shocked. They were completely shocked that what happened to Sultan. And after a few days, the mother come and visits Sultan and some other people were there in the hospital. And suddenly, Sultan says, start talking. And he said to his mother, my mother, can you see what I see? He says, no, I cannot see whatever you see. Please